Okay, so we're diving into Mastering Attention today by Zenson Tran.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I was reading through it, I was really struck by
Mm,
how timely this book is.
right.
Like, it feels like everyone's talking about this attention economy thing now.
It's everywhere.
Our attention is the
Yeah.
most valuable
Uh-huh.
resource out there.
It really is.
And this book,
Mhm.
it really gets to the heart of it.
It does.
I mean, it's like that old saying,
Mhm.
time is money, but now it's like, attention is currency.
That's exactly it.
Zenson nails it right there.
It does.
So how does this
Well,
attention as currency idea
yeah.
actually play out like in the real world?
It's almost like
Yeah.
these platforms like the social media giants. They're kind of like giant marketplaces
What?
where our attention is the actual product
Wow.
that's being bought and sold.
So they're giving us these free services.
Right.
But the real cost
Is
is our attention,
our attention. Yeah.
which they then package and sell
Exactly, to advertisers.
to the advertiser.
Yep.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Mhm.
I mean, they got to make money somehow, right?
Right. Exactly.
It's kind of unsettling
Yeah.
when you realize, like,
You're not just a user.
yeah,
You're part of this.
I'm the product.
Yeah, you're the product.
My attention is the product.
Exactly.
But the thing is,
Huh.
Zenson doesn't just lay out the problem.
No,
He actually gives us some tools
he does.
to understand and navigate this whole new landscape.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really stood out to me was this concept of
Oh, yeah.
perceived value.
Perceived value.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So it's not really about like the actual inherent value of something.
Okay.
It's more about how valuable it appears to the audience.
So, like, presentation matters.
Presentation absolutely matters.
Right.
It's about how you frame things,
Uh-huh.
how you make your content or your message
Mm.
stand out.
Stand out in a sea of
Yes, in a sea of noise.
noise.
right?
Exactly.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, he uses this really great example
Okay.
of this food blogger named
Yeah.
Serena.
Okay.
And he walks through these 3 phases of attention,
Okay.
attraction,
Uh-huh.
engagement,
Okay.
and retention.
Got it.
And I thought it was such a clear way
Yeah.
to understand how to actually make your content
Okay.
irresistible.
Let's break it down.
Okay.
Using Serena as our example.
Yeah. So Serena's goal is ultimately to launch these online cooking classes.
Okay. Makes sense.
But first, she knows she has to build an audience.
Attract people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So phase 1 is attraction.
Okay.
And she does this by
Okay.
creating these really eye-catching visuals of, like, delicious food
Mhm.
on Instagram reels,
Makes sense.
short, snappy recipes
Yeah.
that'll hook people in as
Oh.
they're scrolling through their feed.
So it's that initial spark, right? It's like that split-second decision. Exactly. Do I keep scrolling?
Just scrolling or stop.
Stop and watch this.
Exactly.
Okay, so she's got their attention.
She's got them hooked.
What's next?
Okay, so then she moves into phase 2,
Okay.
which is
Oh,
engagement.
shit. Right.
And this is where she provides more in-depth value.
Okay.
She might offer, like, mini cooking classes
Uh-huh.
on her website
Okay.
or respond to comments,
Right.
build rapport with her audience.
Building a relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She might even host live Q&A sessions.
So she's going beyond just the visuals.
Absolutely.
At this point. She's
Right.
giving them a reason to actually
To stick around.
stick around.
Yeah. Okay.
And that leads us to phase 3,
Okay, hit me.
which is retention.
Retention.
This is where she's really solidifying those relationships.
Okay.
She's posting new content consistently, offering exclusive recipes and cooking tips.
Oh, so like special access.
Special access, yeah.
Okay. To her email subscribers.
Okay.
And she's really building a community around her brand.
So it's like she's giving people a reason to come back
Yes.
for more.
Because they have to become loyal followers.
And ultimately students in her
Yes.
cooking classes.
That's the goal.
That's the end goal. All right, so I see how that works for Serena.
Right.
She's a food blogger.
Yeah.
She's building this online presence, but let's be honest.
Okay.
Not all of us are food bloggers trying to build an online empire.
Online entrepreneurs.
So how can someone, let's say they're, I don't know, a musician,
Okay.
how could they apply these 3 phases
That's a great question.
to what they do online?
It's all about adapting it to your specific goals and
Yeah.
your audience.
Okay, so for a musician,
So for a musician, they could maybe start by
Yeah.
sharing like insights or tips or resources related to music
Yeah.
on platforms like,
yeah,
I don't know, YouTube or Instagram or or even like LinkedIn,
Yeah.
creating content that really positions them
Okay.
as a thought leader in the music space.
So it's like those bite-sized cooking videos
Yeah.
that Serena uses to attract it.
It's about showcasing your expertise
Uh-huh.
in a way that's both informative
Right.
and like attention grabbing.
It's got to be engaging.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I like it.
And then
I
to move into that engagement phase,
Okay.
they could maybe participate in like
Yeah.
online discussions about music
Right.
or offer like free consultations or
Oh.
create like in-depth blog posts.
So going deeper
Yeah,
than those little snippets.
exactly.
Okay.
Giving people a reason to stick
Now
around
it down.
and really establishing themselves as like a go-to resource
Okay.
for music-related stuff.
I like it.
And then for retention,
Okay. Retention.
they could build an email list.
Offer exclusive content to their subscribers.
So like
Yeah.
behind-the-scenes stuff.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Okay.
Or they could even create like a paid membership community
Wow.
where people can connect.
So like a fan club.
Kind of like a fan club, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Where people can connect and learn from each other.
Okay. So just like Serena
Uh-huh.
with her cooking
Right.
classes, you're creating a loyal community
Yes.
around your expertise.
And providing ongoing value
Yeah.
that keeps people coming back.
I
It all starts with those 3 phases
Yeah.
and applying them strategically
Huh?
to your specific goals.
All right. This is all great stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I got to be honest,
Okay.
it's a little intimidating
Yeah,
thinking about all this competition
Sounds
for
like a-
attention out there.
it is.
Like it feels like we're not just up against other creators.
Right.
We're also up against these
LinkedIn?
massive platforms themselves, right?
You
And Zenson calls it an attention battlefield,
He does.
which I
That's
think
the
feels
perfect
a pretty apt
description.
to be
These
honest.
platforms are designed to keep us scrolling and clicking
Right.
for as long as possible.
And one of the things that he talks about is cognitive load.
Cognitive load. It's a
That's the amount of
Yeah.
mental effort it takes to process information.
exactly
And I can definitely relate to
Yeah.
that feeling of being just like
overwhelmed.
bombarded with information overload
Yeah,
when I'm online.
absolutely.
And that's exactly what
That's what they capitalize on.
Yeah.
Think about it. You're scrolling through your feed.
Yeah.
You see a funny meme
Uh-huh.
followed by a breaking news alert.
Right.
Then your friend's vacation photos.
All right.
Then an ad for shoes you were just looking at. It's
Right.
just this
All of
barrage of stimuli.
And it keeps your brain
Engaged,
but
that also prevents you
but not focused.
from focusing on any one thing.
It's like mental juggling.
Yeah.
You're keeping all these balls in the air,
Uh-huh.
but you never really get to like
Well,
examine any of them closely.
and then you've got the dopamine hit
Oh yeah.
back from the likes and comments.
The likes.
Yeah.
We all love those.
We do.
Those little
It
notifications.
feels good.
Someone liked our post.
It does.
It's a powerful hook.
It is. The platforms know it.
Yeah.
Infinite scroll,
Mm.
autoplay videos,
Right.
notifications that pop up right as you're about to log off.
Oh yeah.
It's all designed
Like they know.
to keep those dopamine levels up
To keep me coming back
and keep you coming back.
for more.
Yeah.
Like those pigeons in the
Uh-huh.
lab.
Exactly.
If I could hit a button for a little pellet of food.
We're all chasing those
We're all,
dopamine addicts
in a way, yeah, but
Yeah.
Jenson's point is not
to shame us
Right.
for our online habits.
Right.
It's about
Awareness.
awareness, exactly.
Yeah.
Becoming aware of
Yeah.
the forces at play
Uh-huh.
so we can make
You can choose.
conscious choices about
Yeah.
how we engage.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, he really gets into it in the next chapter,
Okay.
which is called How Platforms Own Attention.
Okay.
And he uses this analogy of a
Yeah.
giant shopping mall where everything's free.
Okay.
And, if you walked into a place like that,
You know something's up.
there's got to be a catch.
Yeah.
And when it comes to social media, that catch is
It's my attention.
your attention.
Yeah.
It's the currency we're using to
Right.
pay for these seemingly free services.
So if our attention is the currency,
Yeah.
what's the price tag?
I mean, it's our data,
Okay.
it's our privacy,
Uh-huh.
but it's even more than that.
Okay.
It's our time,
Right.
it's our energy,
Yeah.
and ultimately, it's
It's our focus.
our ability to focus on the things that really matter.
Okay, so all my mindless scrolling,
Yeah.
how does that actually turn
Oh.
into dollars for these companies?
Well, it all boils down to advertising. They
Advertising.
track our every move,
Right.
every click,
Uh,
and they use that data
to build a profile.
to create detailed profiles
Okay.
of who we are and what we're interested in.
So those ads that I see,
Right.
they're not just random.
They're not random at all. They're tailored to
They're carefully tailored to
Yeah.
your interests,
My interest.
your demographics,
Exactly.
even your online behavior.
It's
It's micro-targeting.
micro-targeting.
Exactly.
That's why our data
That's why it's so valuable.
is so
The
valuable.
more they know about us,
Yeah.
the more precisely they can target those ads.
Okay.
And the more money they can charge advertisers.
It's a business.
It is.
But it's just crazy to think that,
It's
like, I'm not just a user.
Yeah. I'm the product.
You are the product.
My attention is the product.
Exactly. But again, Zenson isn't trying to scare us away from
Right.
social media. It's
It's
about empowering us
Yeah.
to understand how it works
Right.
so we can make
Informed choices.
informed choices.
Okay, so what can we do?
That's a great question.
Like, these platforms are huge.
They are.
They're powerful.
Yeah.
How can we as individuals
Right.
actually make a difference?
Well, that leads us to
I-
the next part of the book
Yeah.
where he lays out
Okay.
some practical strategies for not just surviving, but thriving
Okay.
in this attention economy.
So we've talked about all this stuff about how platforms work.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty intense.
It is.
It really feels like we're playing a game
Yeah,
where, like, the rules are always changing
they are.
and we don't even know who's making the rules.
That's the scary part.
Yeah.
You don't know.
So where do we go from here?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Zenson doesn't leave us
Oh.
with all this doom and gloom.
Okay.
The last part of the book
Okay.
is actually super empowering.
Okay. I like that.
He shifts from like explaining the problem
Okay.
to actually giving us tools
Okay.
to reclaim our attention.
Okay.
And one of the coolest things he talks about is this idea of building an attention flywheel.
Okay. Attention flywheel.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So instead of just chasing like those viral moments,
There's like bursts of attention
right,
that fade away quickly.
he's saying we should focus on building something
Yep.
more sustainable.
Something with longevity.
Exactly.
I like it.
Think of it like a flywheel.
Okay.
It takes a lot of effort to get it spinning at first,
Uh-huh.
but once it gains momentum,
Yeah.
it's much easier to keep it going.
Okay, so how do we build this
Yeah.
attention flywheel?
Well, it all starts with understanding those attention signals we talked about earlier.
Okay, the 3 phases.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he emphasized
Mm.
looking beyond
Oh.
vanity metrics.
So not just likes and follows.
Yeah, likes and followers.
Okay.
He wants us to look at what he calls engagement metrics,
Engagement. Okay.
consumption metrics,
Right.
and conversion metrics.
Okay. Break those down for me.
Okay, so engagement metrics show
Yeah.
how people are interacting with your content.
Okay.
Are they commenting? Are
No.
they sharing? Are they
Okay.
saving your posts?
Okay, so like actual interaction,
Right, exactly.
not just seeing it.
Not just seeing it, yeah.
Okay, what about consumption?
Okay, so consumption metrics tell you
Yeah.
how much of your content they're actually consuming.
Okay.
So are they watching your videos all the way through? Are they
Okay.
reading your articles to the end?
So they're really taking it in.
Exactly.
Okay, and a conversion.
Conversion is all about action.
Okay.
Are people clicking your links?
Are they signing up for your email list?
Okay.
Are they actually buying your product?
So it's about moving beyond
It is.
those surface level interactions
Right.
and seeing like, what are people actually doing?
What are they actually doing?
Yeah.
Are they taking action?
Okay, but how do we find all this information?
Well, luckily, most platforms have these user-friendly analytics dashboards
Okay.
that give you a ton of data.
So I don't have to be
You don't have to be a data
that
scientist.
data scientist.
No.
Okay, good.
And Zenson gives tons of tips
Yeah.
on how to use these tools to really understand
Okay.
your audience's behavior.
Okay, so we got to experiment.
You got to experiment.
Track the data
Track your results
and then use that
and
perhaps.
use it to
to make better content.
continuously refine what you're doing.
Okay,
It's a constant feedback loop.
got it.
You put something out there,
Uh-huh.
you see how people respond,
Okay.
and then you adjust.
You learn and adapt.
Okay, cool.
But it's not just about creating great content.
Okay.
It's also about understanding the different platforms.
Okay.
Each platform has its own like
Yeah.
culture, its own expectations, its
Right.
own algorithms.
It's like speaking a different language,
Exactly.
depending on the country you're in.
It's like you wouldn't use the same slang
Right.
in Tokyo as you would in Paris.
Exactly.
And Zenson actually gives
Does he really?
platform-specific advice.
Oh, wow.
He breaks down TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube,
Heard of that before.
Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook. He explains like
Yeah.
what kind of content works best on each one,
Okay.
how to use the features strategically,
Uh-huh.
even how to like decode those algorithms.
Oh, wow. That's super valuable.
Yeah.
So we're not just like
Right.
posting the same thing
Yeah.
everywhere
You got to be strategic.
and hoping for the best.
You got to tailor your message.
All right. So we tailor the message. We use the data
Yeah.
to make better content.
Exactly.
We're building this attention flywheel.
You're building that flywheel.
Instead of feeling like we're at the mercy
Right.
of these algorithms,
Yes.
we can actually use them to our advantage.
Exactly.
Okay, I like it.
It's about taking back control,
Yeah.
being intentional with your online presence,
Yeah.
and ultimately creating something
Yeah.
that's meaningful and impactful.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Creating something that matters.
Yeah.
Connecting with people.
Absolutely.
And making a difference.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a whole new
Me too.
perspective on this whole attention economy thing.
Yeah. It's really eye-opening
It is.
and empowering
Yeah,
when you understand how it works.
exactly. And I feel like I actually have some tools now
Yeah.
to navigate it all strategically.
God.
So to wrap things up,
Okay.
if you're listening to this and you're feeling overwhelmed by the attention economy,
Right.
you're tired of feeling like
Like you're just a pawn in the game.
just a pawn in the game,
Yeah.
check out Mastering Attention
It's a must read.
by Zenson Tran.
It really is.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
And remember, this is just the beginning of the
This stuff-
conversation.
This stuff is constantly
The
changing.
attention economy is
Yeah.
constantly evolving.
So keep experimenting.
Keep learning.
Keep learning.
Keep refining your approach.
Exact.
And on that note,
Yeah.
we'll leave you with this final thought-provoking question
Hit me.
from Zenson himself.
All right.
He says, think about the last time you felt
Okay.
genuinely captivated
Uh-huh.
by something online.
Yeah.
What was it about that content or experience
Oh.
that drew you in?
Right.
Now ask yourself, how can you create something
Oh, I like that.
that has that same effect
Yeah.
on others?
Good one.
So keep diving deep, everyone.